Good morning. It's another beautiful day, and today I'm talking about understanding the art of cheating. A lot of us may have gone through a relationship where a partner cheated, and you may be wondering, is a cheater always a cheater? And may not even have an idea of what leads people to cheat. So today we're going to kind of examine that. We're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to answer any questions that you may have in regards to cheating. Give me a few seconds. Let me quickly share this and we will get started. One moment. Facebook has changed, so I'm trying to get used to the new layout. And there we go. So like I said, today I'm talking about cheating. Why do people cheat? Is it done with intention? To hurt you, or is there something else going on behind the scene that you may not even be aware of? Most people believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't always agree to that, because we're going to kind of examine those things that would help you gain a better understanding of why cheating is an art that has been mastered by those that cheat. And let me actually start by saying, remove that word cheater from your dictionary, because every time you think about the word cheater or cheating, it takes you back to a painful place, a place where you had that experience with the person who cheated on you. And it also awakens every pain that you acquired. Even though you may say that you've healed, you kind of begin to reenact the pain and then bring it back from memory into your space and begin to hurt yourself again. So delete the word that the society has placed on people termed cheaters, because that word actually has a negative effect on people when we're not consciously aware of the things that we say or do. That word leaves a negative effect on the person using the word to describe somebody else. And that word also leaves a negative effect on the person who is committing the act of cheating. So when you call someone a cheater, you're taking them into a painful place. And when you even say it out of your mouth, it also takes you to that painful place. And you don't even sometimes know that you're reenacting the pain that you may have healed from, or may not even be consciously aware that you need to heal from. So get rid of that word. And then let's begin to understand what needs to be understood about the art of cheating. Hi, Samuel. Thanks so much for joining. The first thing I want you to understand is that cheating is not gender specific, right? Men cheat, women cheat. So it's broad spectrum. But the reason why people cheat is what we're going to really dive into today. The society doesn't really go deep into these things. I'm a very deep person when it comes to coaching and educating people on hi, Ricky, thanks so much for joining. On educating people on what they need to know so that they can get out of their own way. For those of you who may be watching and don't know, I'm a certified life and relationship coach. I have been coaching for over 10 years. I also speak and write on relationship issues that people don't want to talk about. And the reason why I do that is because my mission in life is to support people to get out of the murky waters of life and relationship experiences that they may have had that is keeping them in a locked up mindset or box, so that they can forge ahead and get into a space where they begin to build healthy for themselves first, figure out what works for them, and then begin to build healthy with somebody else. Hi, Yemi. Thanks so much for joining from the UK. Like I said, we're diving into examining the reasons why people cheat and to help you understand why people cheat. People don't cheat because they just want to cheat. People cheat because they have so much buried pain that they're not even aware of. And because there's so much in deep waters of pain, they come up with so much mind games that they have mastered over years while trying to get out of their own way, while trying to find solutions to their own problems, while trying to understand what they are also going through, and also why they're hiding behind the guilt and shame of whatever it is that they're going through. And so when you meet someone in a relationship and you start out great, and you hit a pain that they have buried and do not even want to touch on. You just hit the nerve that brings to their memory the pain that they've gone through. What they do is shut down on you, and you're sending them in the other direction to go look for someone who will not judge them based on the pain they don't even want to talk about, or even gain an awareness that they need to deal with. And what they do in that moment is activate survival love. First of all, they're not in a space of having a healthy relationship with themselves, not to even talk of a partner. And what they tend to do is look for survival, just like we've been trained, as we've been conditioned. It's not even training, it's conditioning as children to be pacified. They begin to search for comfort, someone to pacify them, so that they don't touch on the pain, and they just marinate the pain with the pacifier and indirectly project their pain and inflict their pain on the partner they cheat on. They leave, and then they go to look for somebody else in the mode of survival love. I'm going to look for somebody to marinate my pain so I can continue to survive. And they shift from you and then go cheat on somebody else. Why do they keep moving all over the place? They don't have pure thoughts. They can't even think right. They can't even make good choices because they have a convoluted mindset. They haven't recognized their own patterns. They're living in a place of pain. They're so filled with rage and anger, which all resides in a painful place. And they're also fearful of being exposed. So with you hitting a nerve and saying something that brings to their memory the buried pain, they shift away from you and look for someone that will not remind them of the buried pain or the trauma they have gone through in life. And based on that, they continue to go from one person to another person, mastering the skills of playing the mind games and just moving on. They move from you to another person because they're not worthy. They don't feel worthy enough. They don't even feel enough. They haven't understood what self-love is yet. So they're in a place of self-loathing and self-hating. And what you will find in a place of self-loathing and self-hating is resentment, anger, bitterness, ego, and fear, and self-doubt. And so because they are experiencing all of those things that you're bringing to their awareness that they don't even want to, touch on, and you're making them feel unworthy, they shift from you. I've had a couple that I coached that said they were still living in the same house, even though they believed that they were apart. And they were both seeing other people, but they did not even examine themselves. So when they came to coach, the first question I asked was, why do you both still live under the same roof? Can you explain to me? And they started saying, we're doing this for our children. And I said, no, that's an excuse. Deep down, there's something that you need to uncover that you haven't touched upon that's still making you live under the same roof. And then I asked them the second question before we started digging into, the coaching session. I said, do you both still love each other? Thanks, Kemi. I see you from the UK. I said, do you both still love each other? It's either going to be a yes or a no. And the answer I got from both parties were, I don't know. And I said, when you have an answer such as I don't know, there are several answers underneath that cover as well that you are not touching on. And so we dug into the coaching session, questioning and helping them get their own answers. Coaching doesn't give you answers. You find answers. I just support you to uncover the things that you need to uncover. As we proceeded into the coaching session, they found out they both had individual pain, buried pain and trauma they hadn't addressed. And those were showing up in their relationship. And those were also leading them to cheat. But it wasn't about the partner. It wasn't about the other person. It was about the individual person. So they had to work individually on their issues, and a lot of things were uncovered. If you ask this party A, why did you cheat? She nagged at me. She said nasty things at me. And I started to have a conversation with someone outside, and they never judged me. They never brought about my pain. They never talked about this. They never talked about that. But she constantly reminded me that I wasn't worthy of who I am, and trying to deplete me. And that's one of the reasons why I share with you, love will never deplete you. Love always elevates. But when you're operating under transactional love and survival love, depletion happens. Because all you're trying to do is survive. You haven't mastered or understood your partner yet. You haven't gained the awareness of yourself yet. We always think that we know ourselves, but we don't even know anything about ourselves until we go through life situations that help us gain a conscious awareness of those things that we need to, to attach ourselves to, and gain that knowledge and wisdom to forge ahead to our next level of growth and maturity. And when you find out people who cheat are not yet mature enough to even recognize that they have a problem, and they can't even communicate the problem because the problem is on the inside, eating them up silently. So why they cheat is just to find pacifiers to soothe their pain in that moment. It's like seeking for lust and infatuation just to marinate your ego, to comfort you, and to hide your fears and insecurities. Those are the reasons why people cheat. But we don't talk about it. We talk about the cheater, and we always want to talk about what we go through, and we play the victim as well. But why do we play victims? Because we haven't yet understood ourselves yet. And so we are also in the survival love mode, and we find ourselves in a situation where we get caught up in the mind games because our mind also is not yet pure enough to process our thoughts. And that's why I always share with you my quote: think before you act. Think before you act, and reason before you react. Because if you, before you react, because if you think about a lot of things prior to you acting, you will have an opportunity to ask yourself questions that help you get answers and uncover a lot more. But what do we do when we're in a space of loneliness or have a void? The next person that wants to get into a relationship, we give them that attention because we have that void and we lack the attention, and we're seeking for the attention and the affection. And the affection sometimes marinates our pain that we don't even get to recognize that we need to work on ourselves. And I'm using us because that's what love does. Love is not, does not discriminate. I've been there, done that, and I've learned my lessons. I've been with people that cheated and I've learned my lessons. And you have to recognize that when you gain this wisdom, when you gain this knowledge, when you gain this awareness, it becomes an eye-opener for you not to repeat patterns. Why do the person who cheats continue to repeat patterns? Because they still have not touched on the pain. The wound that is buried and not healed is still existing. The fear is existing. The ego allows them to develop all these mind games and convoluted thought process. And because they're not thinking before they act and reasoning before they react, it's very easy for them to go play on somebody. Remember what I always say about dating. Dating is a vetting and sorting game. It's not a relationship. Most people believe that, dating is a relationship. No, dating is a vetting and sorting game. And it's a game because that's where you're able to evaluate the partners with your own requirements, your own non-negotiables, your own core values, and say, you know what? If they don't match up, there's no point in me going further. But when you're in the vetting and sorting game, because dating is a game, you get carried away easily. Your emotions get played on by the mindset of the cheater or the player, and boom, there you are, caught up in the web of fake love, survival love, transactional love, and you find yourself becoming a victim. And so you have to understand that these people have a lot of buried pain in their own lives, and they haven't even uncovered that they have pain, or they're even running away from it. I've shared the quote, the deepest pain that we have is what leads to our greatest growth and ability to attain our greatest strengths in life. But if you're not recognizing the deepest pain and you're not healing from the deepest pain, you may find yourself also attracting pain. And that pain may come from someone who is an arbitrary cheater, and you end up being cheated upon. You end up falling for the mind games, and they have mastered the art of cheating as a poor choice, a poor habits that they live by as part of survival mode and transactional relationship. And if in that space of transactional and survival, there is no true love in that space. You can't find true love there. All you find is fear, insecurities, and pain associated with ego, resentment, bitterness. And what do they do when they inflict the pain on you? They shift. They're going to the next person. Let me go look for my next supply. It's an energy supplier they're going to look for. Let me go look for another supply to marinate my pain. And it's not really taking the pain away. The pain is still there. So they're running away from themselves as well. And just running around the whole place. And then when they get exposed, they shift again and run somewhere else, because the exposure is about letting them see that they're still in a painful place. And because they're exposed, they feel guilty and ashamed, and they run and ghost from you and shift to the next person. It's all about the mind games. It's all about the buried pain. It's all about the irrational thinking that leads to poor choices. And it's all about being in a place where survival and transactional love is all they're seeking, not true love. But you now come across them looking for love, and may also still have some buried pain in your life. And the pain just becomes a law of, masters the law of attraction, and you both fall into the same space and play the mind games together. If you keep playing with a player and a mind game mastered person, you will get played upon. Because you two are also coming in with some mind games that you may not be aware of based on the buried pain. So what can you help these people do when you come across them? You meet them single. Some of them are even married. And the spouses may still be under the same roof with them. Does it mean that you don't love them any more than when you did at the very beginning when you found out that they cheated? No, love does not expire. What expires is infatuation and lust. Those two expires, but true love never expires. Transactional love and survival love will expire. And that's why you find sometimes that partners are willing to work on their relationship and still stay there because initially they had the true love. And so how can you help these people? Number one is to get them help, because you can't help them. They have to be willing to want to get the help to get out of their own way, to change their mindset and heal from whatever pain there is. First of all, by introspecting, sitting with their feelings and examining their emotions and seeing why they're not able to tame their emotions, but allowing their emotions to tame them. They're not able to tame their thoughts. They're allowing their thoughts to tame them. So you have to really know how to also, the second thing is know how to communicate with them. Because if you're communicating with them in a way where you're bringing to the surface the buried pain or trauma that they don't even want to touch on, You will become the victim, and then they will ghost and repeat patterns again by cheating, looking for someone to marinate their pain, then help them heal from the pain. And the number 3 thing is for them to gain a conscious awareness through a professional help, the support of a professional that will help them uncover the pain and help them find ways to heal from the pain and learn more about themselves. It's the journey of life is about finding ourselves and healing ourselves and growing and mastering the wisdom and knowledge that we're gaining to allow us emerge into higher levels as we grow on in our journey in life. Not to become stagnant, because if you're becoming stagnant, you're never going to learn anything but repeat patterns and find yourself stuck in life. So as you look at these partners, communication is key to helping them gain the knowledge and gaining your support to help them get the support that they need and to help them begin to examine the pain that they have buried, the shame that they're going through, the self-doubt, the self-loathing, the self-hating, which I shared earlier on this week about. And it's also helping them uncover, those things that they may not be aware of. It's not that people just want to cheat. It's because we live in a world where there's so much buried pain. The society, the tradition, the culture teaches us to become conditioned and hide behind our pain and not heal from it. 10 years ago, I decided I was tired of living in pain and living under, the conditioned mindset and conforming to the societal, traditional, cultural norm. Because we weren't born for all that. We were born with the true love. We were born to emerge. We were born for greatness. But if you have pain, you will never be able to attain any of those things. You will just be faking it to make it. And you would never get to a place where you're having peace of mind with yourself. And so you have to ask yourself, is it bringing me more pain? Is it giving me peace of mind? Is it making me self-loathe, self-doubt, and self-hate? Is it making me inflict pain on other people? Am I losing myself, or am I gaining wisdom to find myself and emerge? And if you can't say yes to all of those things, then it's time for you to get the support and get out of your own way. Then go back in cycles. And what you discover is if you do it as a single person and go around in those cycles of repeated patterns, when you get married, the patterns don't stop. Because your partner can't help you solve the problem. It's an individual issue. It's a personal issue that you have to deal with. Most of the time, the survival love makes you go into a space to think, if I get married now, my partner will take away the pain. But they don't. They may not even be aware of the pain that you're going through. And so you have to work on yourself to learn that the mind games only hurt you. The mind game hurts the people that love you. The mind game hurts the people that care about you. The mind games just lead to you making irrational decisions that lead to poor choices and more consequences that you're going to suffer. It's also putting you in a place of unworthiness. Because when you're not worthy enough to respect yourself, when you're not worthy enough to love yourself, when you're not worthy enough to see that your body that you're cheating with is a temple, then you won't honor yourself. You won't value yourself. You won't even have core values or requirements or life goals that you need to, attain and live by. You're just going to be passing on pain from here to pain, from here to pain. And nobody that you're passing on the pain understands your pain but you. And what happens is you will keep running away from yourself by cheating. Cheating on yourself and also cheating on other people. There's no gain in that. There's only losses. There are only losses. And the person who loses most is the person who's cheating. If there are questions, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Again, it's all about helping you gain an awareness. It's all about bringing you the enlightenment that will help you gain that conscious awareness of who you are and allow you to emerge and allow you to not place yourself in a place of pain, but figure out what works best for you and allowing you to also attain a higher level of self, gaining that conscious awareness to build better, healthier, and purposeful while living truthfully to yourself. It's all about you recognizing what you need in your space when it comes to relationship, and you knowing that you're not going to settle for less than you truly deserve. Because when you know yourself, no one can take that power away from you. When you know what you need, not once are temporary. They only satisfy pleasurable moments that don't even last a lifetime. But when you know your needs and you're meeting your needs, and you're reevaluating your needs based on how you're growing and maturing in life, no one can come into your home to trash it. A cheater can always change, but it takes the person who's cheating to recognize that they have a problem that they need to overcome, to realize that whatever pain or trauma they've gone through cannot have hold over them except they are choosing to allow it to control their lives. To gain that understanding that, life is greater than whatever pain you've been through, and you can always overcome the pain. I'm not a supporter for cheating. I have zero tolerance for it. But I'm a supporter of people gaining the awareness that they need to heal and move beyond the pain, to develop a healthier mindset and lifestyle, to recognize that there's no guilt or shame in healing and forgiving yourself for not knowing better, and to recognize that no one has the power to hurt you when you gain that awareness and begin to make the choices that will change your life for the better, not for the better. Life is only lived once and is short. And gaining that awareness to help you heal, to help you forgive yourself and other people that may have brought you pain or trauma, to realize that there is so much greatness and better life ahead of you, will lead you to finding your power back and regaining your power and strength to begin to live a new life and in a new moment. Every day is a brand new day to have that opportunity, but it takes you saying yes to yourself and saying no to anything that does not serve you. Things that don't serve you will make you run away from you and make you cheat on yourself as well as on other people. It's self-inflicted. There's no healthy manner to it. All it does is bring you pain when you cheat on people and you cheat on yourself. But recognizing that there are so many opportunities for you to forge out of that mindset and heal to become better leads to you finding your strength and regaining your power and becoming the light that you were truly created to be. It is time to stop doing it. It is time to find yourself. It is time to love yourself. It is time to recognize the greatness in you and for you to build on a healthy platform when it comes to relationships. It is okay to go through life, but it is not okay to allow life to go through you. Let me type that out. It is okay to go through life. Give me one sec. To go through life, but it is not okay to allow life go through you. Think about that for a second. When you allow life to go through you, you're saying no to yourself. And you're saying yes to everything that brings you pain. You're saying yes to cheating, to soothe and marinate the pain but not heal from it. You're saying you're choosing to live under your own shadow than be the light that you were created to be. You're choosing to focus so much on transaction than on true love that starts with you loving yourself and finding yourself and healing and forgiving yourself. You're allowing yourself to break other people based on the pain that you are carrying and burying and running away from. No one can help you find the answers except you choose to find the answers and heal from those things. And while you're still granted life, no better time than such a time as this to heal from it, to stop spreading the pain or trauma that you have, but to allow yourself heal and share the true love that you are with other people. Your past does not define you. It only helps you realize the greatness in you when you choose to emerge from the past. The past no longer exists. You can't bring yesterday into today. If you do, you're saying no to today and you're choosing to get along with yesterday. That is a place of stillness and mold. Nothing can grow there. Nothing healthy can grow there but pain and trauma. The Creator doesn't even remember your yesterday. You're the only one who remembers it. He's giving you a brand new day today to get beyond it. And if you happen to have been a victim, it is also vital that you heal. It is vital that you put the past behind you. That the past only comes to awaken you to the light that you're yet to recognize in you, the true essence that you're yet to recognize in you, the ability to rise above everything that you've gone through and regain the light that you are and the love that you are by beginning to love yourself and forgive yourself for not knowing better in the past. You now have the opportunity to say yes to yourself and set healthy boundaries going forward. Knowing what you need, recognizing that you are the CEO of your life, recognizing that you call the shots and allow people to see how you want to be treated, because when it's what we present that we attract. And so if you're attracting people that are cheating, it is time to also examine your own life and figure out what pain do you have buried that you may need to heal from so you stop attracting toxic partners to yourself. I've had to do the work. It's a very painful process, but it's not really pain. It's getting out of the comfort zone that you may be in and recognizing that the box that we've created for ourselves limits us when we're actually born limitless. There's always opportunities and blessings in every negative experience that you go through. And it's always about you recognizing the positive side of that experience to forge ahead and begin to live a positive life and healthy life. Stop focusing on what people would think, say, or do, and stay in a place of guilt and shame. They cannot live your life for you. You are the only one who can live your life the way you need to live your life. And you are the only one who can emerge when you recognize that you need to move into a healthier state of, mindset and lifestyle. But no one can do it if you're not choosing to do it and making that shift. So stop being your own blessing blogger and start recognizing that there is greatness in you. There is power in you to build healthy, to overcome anything that you've gone through in the past. If I can do it, you can do it. But we may not just have the same pace of doing it. But you can still do it because you were created and born stronger than you think you are. So I invite you, if you're ready to take the journey, let's hop on a call for a free 1-hour session to help you begin to uncover things that you need to uncover, to help you begin to forge ahead, to help you begin to build healthier and better for yourself so that you can have a peaceful and purposeful life and relationship that brings you to a place of true love and a place where you're finding yourself and emerging. Always remember this. Love always elevates and it will never deplete you. And if you find yourself being depleted, then you're making a choice to accept depletion as a solution when it's actually not the true answer that you need or your reality. That's all I have for today, guys. Again, never stop loving while living. When you stop loving, you stop living. When you stop living, it means that it's time to return to the maker. But while you still have the time to live, breathe, and have your being, Begin to introspect. Begin to get support to get out of your own way and live your best life. Remember, life is only lived once. You can't come back to relive it. But it's the choice that you make that will determine the steps that will lead to you forging ahead, and as well as the consequences that you face. Choose wisely. You'll have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Take good care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.